with Channon Rose.
And Travis.
My husband, in case you didn't already know. Today we are going to be doing a different type of story time video. We're going to be doing a story time video together because this happened to both of us and it was pretty crazy, so we wanted to share it with you. So this story was basically a crazy guy that tried to get into our house. So it all happened when I was getting ready to move in with Travis in his house in LA. It was at nighttime and Travis and I had been bringing things from our cars that I had moved from my apartment, and we were bringing things into the house. And as we were doing that, I was coming out of the house. This man had come up to me and he's like, "Oh my God, I just got hit by a car on my bike." And I was like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I need to come in and use your phone. I need to call an ambulance." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And Travis immediately sees this happening. And do you want to tell him what you did?
Yeah. The final night that we were moving into our house, we had kind of done a couple of nights of moving, and this was the final night, the last stuff, and it started sprinkling too.
Yeah,
so we were kind of like in a rush and kind of, rushing to do that. It's dark outside and this guy comes out of nowhere. I sort of hear this story out of my head here because I'm still moving stuff. Then, Shannon's like, "This guy got hit by a car." I'm like, "Bullshit, this guy did not get hit by any car."
And I'm like, "Yes, he did. He just told me." And he's, at this point, you guys, I'm not even lying, he is laying on our front lawn. Like, right by our door, just like laid out, like moaning and groaning, like he's in so much pain. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And Travis is like, "Shannon, go inside and lock the door." And I was like, "Babe, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, this guy just got hit by a car. We need to call an ambulance." He's like, "No, you call the police." And I was like, "Travis!"
Yeah. I immediately went into like a security safe mode of protecting Shannon. So I just told her, I said, "Get in the house." I was very firm, actually. Like, "Get in the house, you lock the door, and call the police." And she's like, because arguing like, "Well, he needs an ambulance." I'm like, "No, you call the police." Because I had to assess the situation and I just wanted Shannon to get safe. I stayed out front with the guy and we didn't hear anything. So we didn't hear any car or a screeching or a skid mark, and so it just seemed fishy to me.
Basically, Travis is telling me to call the police and I'm arguing with him and I'm like, he doesn't need the police, he needs an ambulance. This poor guy just got hit by a car. And I'm like freaking out, feeling so bad for this guy. I'm calling an ambulance. So I called 911 to call an ambulance because I felt really bad for this guy. This poor guy is like, laid out on our front lawn, like groaning in pain. And I'm freaking out because now Travis is like making me scared, thinking that like this guy's lying to us. I ended up calling 911 and telling them that somebody got hit by a car on their bike, and Travis called the police.
I don't think I ever told Shannon this, and it probably sounds really bad of me as well, but I don't really care. So when the guy was supposedly dying and hit by the car and all that stuff, I kept telling him to kind of move over to get on the street, and I actually moved him over into the front of the neighbors.
I didn't know you
yard.
did that.
And the reason I did this is because my mind is always so crazy. I'm thinking, if this guy dies, I don't want a death on my property. So I'd rather have him next door.
Oh my God, Travis, that's so bad.
It's just bad, I know, but that's my thinking. I think of like 10...
Would you do that if I died? I could see it all now. I'm dying in the house and Travis freaking dragging my dying body out to the middle of the street because he doesn't want me to fucking die in the house. What is your problem? That's awful, you guys.
I'm just being honest, and that was what was going through my head. So I just said, "Hey, can you sit over here?" And I kind of guided him over there, so it was off of our property. It's if you think about it, it's really smart thinking, because then there would be a death recorded on your property. Probably would have brought down the value of the house.
Oh my God!
But we called the cops. I mean, we did what we could. What's the difference of moving over?
You're going to hell.
40 feet.
You're going to hell.
No.
For saying that.
We called the police.
All of a sudden, before you know it, there are like 3 police cars, there's an ambulance, there's fire trucks, sirens going off, and this is all happening in our front yard for this guy that's laying on our front lawn. And he was trying to like get in our house, you guys. Like, he kept saying, "Can I come in? I need some water. I don't feel good. Like, I'm really hurt." He kept saying these things to like try to get in our house. And Travis was like not having it. And if Travis wasn't there, I would have totally let this guy come in. I would have put him on the couch. I would have got him water. Like, thank God Travis was there, because I'm so naive. Thankfully, I've learned a lot from situations like this to be more careful, but this guy did not get hit by a car, and he was mentally ill and on drugs. I think maybe that he was schizophrenic, and get this, you guys, but he had just gotten out of the hospital, and so now like he was going back into the hospital. So basically they put him on a gurney, like a stretcher, put him in the back of an ambulance, and took off. And the craziest part of all of this is because the police officers and fire department had seen that like we were moving stuff into the house, they thought we were new to the area. They decided to do their due diligence and let me know the first night that I'm moving my stuff into this house. They asked us, are you guys new or are you just moving in? And I was like, well, you know, I'm moving in here, but Travis has been here for a while. And they're like, well, we just wanted to let you know that this is not the best neighborhood, so just be safe. And I was just like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm moving into this terrible neighborhood. So this house that we still own, this house, by the way, is like, what, a few miles from the beach, but it's actually not in the best area. Like, around the corner is like Crenshaw, right? It's like in Hawthorne, so it's like pretty sketch of an area.
Yeah, it's close to the beach. It's just the kind of the area and
it's just not a good area. So that was our crazy story. It was a very eventful night, to say the least. My first night moving into Travis's house. I definitely was scared after that. And after that, I made him put cameras all over the house. Yeah,
you were pretty concerned. And that was all the very first night that you moved in. That whole incident and all that stuff. And I was like, well, that's great. So, because I've been living there for a while. And I'm like, of course, the night that Channon moves in,
some crazy drama goes down, and it was crazy, you guys. Like, it was like all the neighbors were out like looking and staring at us, and I was really scared because I still am like wondering, like, we never knew, like, what if we let that guy in the house? What was he gonna do? Like, what was his intentions, you know?
Yeah, you never. Just a word of advice, you don't ever let anybody into your house.
No matter what they say. Even if they say they got hit by a car riding their bicycle and they need to use the phone to call an ambulance, stay outside your house and call an ambulance for them. Especially if you're a girl, go inside the house, talk to them through a window or talk to them through the door. Don't unlock your door.
Just call the police and they'll take care of it. You're not going to be able to do anything for them. But yeah, you don't put yourself in that situation. I had Channon go in. I stayed outside. But I was very cautious to look around, constantly looking around and behind me, because it's very easy. Stuff like this happens all the time where there's a focus on one guy, and so you're focused on this guy, and then someone comes and whacks you from behind, and, you know.
Be careful, guys. This is a collab storytime video. We did another really crazy story time on Travis's channel, so I'll link that down in the description box below. It was basically how we almost died on one of our road trips. It was pretty scary. So be sure to go check that out over on Travis's channel. Again, the link will be down below. I'm sporting my girl Trisha's shirt. This is like one of her limited edition Halloween shirts. Gotta support my YouTube girls. This is such a fun shirt. Alright, you guys, we hope you enjoyed this story time. If you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video.
I will be here tomorrow. Will you?